Once upon a time, in a small village nestled amidst the tranquil beauty of nature, Lord Buddha stood before a gathering of his disciples and curious onlookers. The sun gently kissed the earth, casting a warm glow on the faces of those who had come to listen to his teachings. On this particular morning, Buddha held something in his hands that piqued the curiosity of the crowd, a simple rope. As Buddha settled into his usual spot, a hush fell over the crowd. The air crackled with anticipation as they wondered what lesson the enlightened master had in store for them. Without uttering a single word, Buddha began to tie knots in the rope with a calm and deliberate grace. The onlookers watched intently, their minds weaving a tapestry of questions. What was the purpose of these knots? What did they symbolize? Finally, Buddha broke the silence. His serene voice echoed through the air, carrying with it a sense of profound wisdom. "I have tied 3 knots in this rope," he said. "Now, I want to pose a question to all of you. Is this the same rope as it was before I made the knots?" A ripple of contemplation spread through the crowd, and one disciple ventured to respond. "Master, it is a difficult question to answer," he said thoughtfully. "From one perspective, the rope remains the same, unchanged in its essence. However, if we look at it from another angle, we see that it now bears 3 knots that were not present before. Therefore, it is not the same." Buddha nodded, acknowledging the disciple's response. "Indeed, your answer holds truth," he said. "From an external standpoint, the rope appears to have changed, adorned with knots. Yet if we delve deeper and examine its intrinsic nature, we find that its core essence remains unaltered. It is in this understanding that we find the key to our inquiry." A gentle smile played upon Buddha's lips as he continued. "Now, I shall proceed to untie these knots." With a serene demeanor, he began to pull the 2 ends of the rope apart, attempting to free it from the entanglement of the knots. The crowd watched, their gazes focused intently on the unfolding scene. Buddha paused, his eyes scanning the faces before him. "Can these knots be untied by pulling the rope in this manner?" he inquired. A disciple, quick to respond, shook his head. "No, master," he answered earnestly. "By pulling the ends apart, the knots would only tighten further, making it even more challenging to untangle them." Buddha nodded approvingly. "Precisely," he affirmed. "Now, let me pose one final question to you. What must I do to unravel these knots?" The disciple contemplated the question, his brow furrowed in deep thought. After a moment, he spoke with conviction. "To untie these knots, we must carefully observe and analyze them. By understanding how they were tied, we can then attempt to undo them." A spark of joy ignited in Buddha's eyes as he nodded in agreement. "That is the answer I sought," he said. "The crux of the matter lies in understanding the root cause of the problems that entangle us. Without knowing the cause, finding a solution becomes an arduous task." Buddha's voice resonated with gentle authority as he continued. "Reflect upon this. How often do we seek to eliminate anger without understanding why it arises within us? How frequently do we strive to destroy our ego without questioning its origin? Just as the rope retained its fundamental nature, despite the knots, so too can we unravel the complexities of life by discerning the underlying causes of our dilemmas." He paused, allowing his words to settle into the hearts of those gathered before him. "The path to resolution lies in deep introspection," Buddha proclaimed. "By delving into the depths of our being and unraveling the tangled threads of our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can unearth the true cause of our suffering. Only then can we find the solutions that lead to lasting transformation." The crowd listened in rapt attention, their minds expanding with newfound awareness. Buddha's teachings resonated within them, illuminating a path of self-discovery and enlightenment. They realized that seeking solutions without understanding the root cause was akin to trying to untie knots without examining how they were formed. From that day forward, the village echoed with the sound of introspection and self-inquiry. The villagers embarked on a journey of self-exploration, peering deep within themselves to identify the seeds of their challenges. With newfound clarity, they addressed the root causes of their suffering, applying Buddha's teachings to untangle the knots that had entwined their lives. As time passed, the village transformed into a haven of peace and understanding. The wisdom of Buddha's lesson on the rope and its knots spread far and wide, inspiring countless souls to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. People from far and wide flocked to the village, drawn by the transformative power of Buddha's teachings. The once bustling streets became a tapestry of diverse faces, each seeking solace and enlightenment. Within the village, a profound sense of harmony prevailed. The villagers, now armed with the knowledge that true solutions lie in understanding the underlying causes, approached their challenges with a newfound sense of clarity. They delved into the depths of their own minds, peeling back the layers of conditioning and societal expectations that had entangled their lives. In the heart of the village, a grand temple was erected, a testament to the wisdom imparted by Buddha. Its majestic spires reached toward the heavens, symbolizing the heights of spiritual growth that could be achieved through self-reflection and understanding. The temple became a sacred space where people gathered to meditate, contemplate, and share their experiences on the path of self-discovery. Under the guidance of enlightened masters who had embraced Buddha's teachings, the villagers engaged in deep introspection. They sat in silent meditation, their minds stilling the chaotic thoughts that clouded their perception. Through this practice, they cultivated a heightened awareness, enabling them to recognize the seeds of their suffering and the patterns that perpetuated it. The temple walls echoed with the collective wisdom of the villagers. Discussions and dialogues flourished, fostering an environment of mutual support and growth. People shared their personal revelations, shedding light on the intricate web of causes and effects that governed their lives. They discovered that the knots that entangled their existence were often rooted in deeply ingrained beliefs, fears, and attachments. As the village thrived, the ripple effect of its transformation extended beyond its boundaries. Travelers passing through the village marveled at the palpable sense of peace that permeated the air. They were drawn to the serene energy that emanated from the temple and the villagers who had embraced the teachings of Buddha. Word of the village's enlightenment spread like wildfire, attracting seekers from distant lands. Scholars, philosophers, and spiritual seekers flocked to the village, eager to partake in the wisdom that flourished within its walls. They came with open hearts and minds, ready to unravel the knots that had bound them for so long. Within the temple, discourse and debate flourished. The air buzzed with the exchange of ideas, as diverse perspectives intermingled to form a vibrant tapestry of understanding. Scholars and seekers engaged in lively conversations, challenging one another's beliefs and expanding their horizons. As the village gained prominence, it became a beacon of hope and inspiration for communities far and wide. The teachings of Buddha, infused with the villagers' personal experiences, spread across the land like a gentle breeze, carrying seeds of transformation to the hearts of countless souls. Generations passed, and the village continued to thrive. The wisdom imparted by Buddha and embraced by the villagers became a timeless legacy, passed down from one enlightened generation to the next. The knots that once entangled lives were untied, and the true essence of existence was revealed. And so, the story of the village and the rope with its knots became a symbol of the eternal quest for self-discovery and understanding. It served as a reminder that true solutions lie not in superficial remedies, but in deep introspection. Just as Buddha had untied the knots by understanding their origin, so too did the villagers find liberation by unraveling the intricacies of their own lives. The legacy of the village and its inhabitants lives on, a testament to the transformative power of self-inquiry and the profound wisdom of Lord Buddha. The story of the rope and its knots continues to inspire seekers on their path to enlightenment, reminding them that the causes of their suffering are within their grasp, waiting to be unraveled and transformed into seeds of awakening.